It's mid-September and I've got some garlic bulbs, so let's grow it. Garlic is from the genus Allium, where you'll find its close relatives such as onions, leeks, shallots and chives. It's native to Central Asia and it's got a long history of use and consumption by humans, dating back thousands of years. Just like the lettuce, it was used by the ancient Egyptians and it's got a really long history of flavouring food and as a traditional medicine. And it's impressive to think that 80% of the whole world's garlic supply comes from China. Allium sativum is a perennial flowering plant that grows from a bulb. It has a tall flowering stem that grows up to 1 metre tall. The plant produces pinky purple flowers from July to September in the Northern Hemisphere, and often the bulb contains 10 to 20 cloves that are asymmetric in shape, except for those closest to the centre. The first thing you think of when you think of garlic is its distinctive aroma, and this is created by chemicals called organosulfates, which are things like allicin, which you find in the bulbs themselves, and ajoine, which forms when the cloves are crushed or chopped. A further metabolite, allyl methyl sulfide, is the reason for the worst part about garlic breath. And one thing I mentioned before we get growing, it's not really recommended to just go and buy some garlic from the supermarket and plant that in the ground, because it's not certified as disease-free and it's not been cultivated for growing in our climate. So I'd really recommend going to a garden centre, going online and buying some garlic cloves that are recommended or at least cultivated for planting in the ground in the UK. Garlic is really easy to grow and it can be grown all year round in mild climates, and in colder climates, cloves are best planted around 6 weeks before the soil freezes, so that the bulbs only had time to grow roots down into the soil and not grow shoots above the soil level where they could be damaged by frost and cold temperatures. By planting the bulbs at this time, the garlic harvest is usually around late spring or early summer. And there we go, from that one bulb you can see that we've ended up with a good handful of garlic cloves, and each one of these obviously is going to grow into its own plant. So if you think in your pack you get like 2 or 3 bulbs from the garden centre for like maybe £2 or something, you're going to get quite a few garlic plants and you're going to get an absolute load of garlic next year, so it's really worth doing. Let's get these in. You can grow your garlic plants closely together as long as there's enough space for the bulbs to mature, and you can even grow them in containers as long as it's deep enough. Garlic does well in loose, dry, well-drained soils in sunny locations, but when you're choosing garlic for planting, it's important to pick large bulbs so that when you do separate them, you've got large, nice cloves. Large cloves with proper spacing in the bed, it increases your crop size. Garlic plants do prefer to grow in a soil with high organic material content, so you can give them plenty of compost, but just like onions, they're resilient plants and they'll grow in most soils with little trouble. Once your garlic's in, it's best to cover it with some fleece, just to discourage any inquisitive birds from pulling them back out, especially magpies and crows, and you can hear him shouting over there now, he's got an eye on it. This will also help keep your soil warm and it'll encourage strong growth early in the plant's life. Once the garlic starts to grow, it'll develop curly tendrils that are called scapes, which are removed to focus all of the garlic's energy into bulb growth. The good news is that scapes are edible and they give a really subtle garlic flavour as an ingredient. And it's Halloween in a few weeks, so make sure you get your garlic in now. Keep those vampires out of your garden. Just wish it worked on squirrels. So that's it for today. Hopefully now you feel inspired to go and have a go at growing some garlic yourself. It's really easy and it's really rewarding. So I'd really recommend go out, get some bulbs, get them in, and then come spring next year, you can have loads of garlic to eat or give out or fend off vampires or whatever. Make sure you let me know in the comments if you do have a go yourself, because I'd love to hear how you're getting on. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, just so that you can see all of my future videos when they come out. And I'll see you next time.